Coming up on this episode of SEO Lunch, we look at a plethora of mobile applications and websites to get yourself noticed.
Finally, 1,000 fans. We want to hit 10,000. Thanks, everybody. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of SEO Lunch. I'm your host, Matt.
And I'm Dan.
Dan, always a pleasure to see you. This is the show where we take some of the top news in the inbound marketing SEO world, smash them together from inbound.org, give them to you on a nice, cozy lunch break. We hope you enjoy the show. We hope you like it. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Finally over 1,000 fans, my friend.
Super excited about that.
Super excited. So thank you very much.
Play the fanfare. So just keep it up, folks. Give us comments. Let us know about maybe some articles you saw, and we can include it on our weekly episode.
Absolutely.
What's on this weekly episode, though, Matt?
Ooh, boy.
Well,
are you going to start it, or am I going to start it?
I'll start it out.
Okay, you start.
So, App Store SEO, the Inbound Marketer's Guide to Mobile. This comes from Ian Sefferman. It's our weekly Moz article. And it's also our concept of the week, which is going to be about small business app development. Is it for you?
Video apps, the future of social media marketing. Chanel Leslie on Quasi Studios.
Then we're going to go on Moz versus inbound marketing. This is not on Moz. This is actually on jumplead.com. It comes from Matt Fenn, and it talks about why Moz moved over from SEO.
And did you know
marketing.
The number one position in Google gets 33% of the traffic on that page?
I do now.
We're going to find out from Jessica Lee from Search Engine Watch.
Jumping away from Google, we're going to talk about Bing, the rival competitor, or that makes sense. Is Bing Places for Business better than Google Plus Local? This is Josh McCoy on Search Engine Watch.
Like double competitor, rival.
Yeah, double competitor and rival. What?
That's crazy. Resource of the week. 5 Google Analytics features for small businesses. Found this one over on Search at the Search Engine Journal. Can't wait to dive into this one for the week. Awesome. Like our stuff, slocumstudio.com/subscribe. Join the mailing list. Let us know what you want to see.
App Store SEO. So we talk a lot about, using the apps that are available to you, like, Google Maps and things like that to get yourself seen and to give yourself a better presence. We talk about developing websites specifically for a mobile strategy. So if somebody's looking for your business or your pizza place on a smartphone or a tablet device, they can find it easily and navigate easily on your website. But we're going to flip it on its head now, and we're going to talk about small business app development. And if you are a small business and you want to maybe create just an individual app that somebody can download that may give them extra access to things that your store provides, make it an even easier experience for them, and kind of keep your business on top of mind, especially if you're like a restaurant or like a clothing company or something like that.
I mean, I can only imagine that this doesn't fit the bill literally for every small business because of the bill that it would cost to develop something like that or like this. But it's definitely, last 2 weeks we've been talking about all the different areas that you should be optimizing your web presence on. Not just your website, not just in Google, everywhere. Forums, social directories, video, photos, everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And this is just another place. This is another place that if you are thinking about getting into the App Store for whatever reason, there's SEO there too. SEO does not mean just Google.
Yeah, absolutely. And this can be another avenue. Again, it costs money to develop the app, so keep that in mind. But it might be worth it. Getting the developer's licenses really quickly. $100 for iOS. Of course, Android's Google, so it's completely free, open and source.
It's another thing that folks should be doing with the App Store is taking a look at the App Store and seeing what's in there. Like, check out what your competition is doing. Is your competition in the App Store? If so, how are they optimizing? It's a great place to just get ideas. What are other restaurants, like let's say if we're a restaurant, small mom and pop, you really can't afford to develop an app. I don't know, check the App Store and just see what they're doing. Maybe some of the features that they're putting in apps you could just implement on your website.
Absolutely.
And just get the ideas from there.
Awesome idea. On that note, video is going huge. Of course, I'm sure you're aware at this point that Instagram recently implemented video as of a couple days ago.
15 seconds.
15 seconds of video content. I'm personally not a huge fan. I think that Instagram has its place as a photography-based studio primarily, and I just don't think that this is the right way to go. But I was interested in your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never really a big Instagram user. I do enjoy it every now and again, but I don't live on it like a lot of people do.
Right.
I don't really see the fuss over the video stuff.
Yeah.
As marketers, I think that's a great opportunity for us to do things.
Yeah.
And as a guy who's more interested in like the business of things, I like to see Facebook doing something like that and doing 15 seconds because that's the average length of a TV commercial. Right. So it's just interesting to see that, you know, that stuff kind of start to align itself with how can Facebook make money? How can we as marketers use this? So there's now, I think that opens up the gates for plenty of stuff for brands and marketers to use this sort of no permission video playing kind of thing, right? So it's not like YouTube where you have to force somebody to hit play.
Yes.
Instagram, as you hover over it, will automatically start to play.
Yes.
Which I think we'll see some crazy things from.
Yeah. I mean, I like
people are just going to get aggravated with it and just not watch any of the videos.
Well, the thing about Instagram is it is aggravating because, you know, you go on there and there's photos and then suddenly there's just this video that you scroll over, right? Where with a Vine or a Cinemagram, specifically because Vine's the really popular one, integrates with Twitter, it's easier because it's all video. You know what you're getting into when you go to the app, and it's. But
what about if we did? Video. What about if we had our fans, our now 1,000 plus fans, follow us on Instagram, and that's how we did all of our highlights for the upcoming shows? Would you find that useful if you were a fan of SEO Lunch, Press This, and the rest of the stuff we do?
I see that, but I also now just see using Vine since it integrates so well with Twitter.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't like the way Instagram did it.
Sure.
All right, Moz versus inbound marketing.
Yep.
So this is an article from a Moz competitor. I looked through it a bit. You were actually the one that brought it up, and I really like the article because it does talk about sort of that distinction. We talk so much on the show about search engine optimization and inbound marketing, but we don't really take a step back and just say, what is this stuff from a very conceptual level? And this does a great job of breaking that, kind of cutting it in half and telling you search engine optimization is getting yourself seen on a web page or a search query.
Driving the traffic
into your business.
Yep.
Inbound marketing is once you have that traffic, making it more personal and developing that trust so you can ultimately sell your product to the end user.
Right. Or also driving traffic through different inbound methods. But I think what gets left out and that what this article talks about is once the person, and again, let me preface this article with this is a company that is focused on conversions after you get people to your site. So after you drive the traffic, after you create the content, how do you convert on that? Right. So this is a very biased blog post. And I really wasn't going to use it, but I thought it was good enough to chat about. It's a real legitimate point. Is you can do all this keyword stuff, you can do all this SEO stuff, you can drive all this traffic, but if people get to the site and they don't like your product or understand what the product is, or they're simply not ready to buy, or they don't know how to convert, like they don't actually know how to like buy your stuff.
Oh my God, yeah. Our other show. Sorry to jump in. Our other show, Press This, that we're gonna have this week. We're gonna talk about that a little bit.
Sweet,
believe me.
So I think that this is a very good topic to at least chat about and get on your mind.
Sure.
You can drive all the traffic in the world to your website, but if people don't want it, they're not gonna buy it. Right. And number two, if they do want it, maybe they just can't figure out how to buy. Like, where's the buy now button? I can't figure it out. So. Converting this traffic is super important.
Okay. Sure. Alrighty. Number one position in Google gets 33% of traffic. This is from Jessica Lee on Search Engine Watch. So new findings on the online ad network Chitka confirm it's anything but lonely at the top. This is, I'm taking this right from the notes here. According to the study, the top listing in Google's organic search results receives 33% of the traffic, compared to 18% of the second position, and the traffic only degrades from there.
Yeah, so I mean, I threw this in as the whole devil's advocate thing that we've been talking about lately. Like we're saying that search isn't always, the priority. Ranking on Google isn't always a priority, but it's still, it's not something you can avoid, right? It's still something that when you're on spot number one, you're getting all that traffic. You know, and who knows, like whether or not it's legitimate traffic. I mean, it's so hard to get all that data. I'm sure some of the stuff that they have in here. I just wanted to have it in there as a reminder, just so you could see the staggering number that pretty much spot number one is the sum of like spots 2 through 4.
Right, which is crazy.
And
I can tell you that personally, like if I search for something, I'm generally going to click on the top article. In all honesty, usually what I search for is what I get out of the top article. So it makes sense. I think this also brings a point that it's great to try to do this, and it still makes sense that there is that search engine optimization element to it, even though we talk about inbound. But more importantly, like we were talking about video work and app work and web design, it's more important than ever because of this to get yourself seen on as many platforms as possible. Because if you're not going to be hitting number 1 and you're only going to be getting, you're number 10, you're getting 2% of the clicks, you know what I mean? That's not very good. So you want to make up for it in other grounds.
Right. Absolutely.
Speaking of which,
another
ground you can use is Bing Places. So this is sort of a competitor to like a Google Plus Local or sort of even potentially like a Google Maps sort of application, and it's a brand new thing, obviously, or comparatively to like a Google Maps service. So, and it's something that not as many people are using or utilizing like Google Maps.
Yeah. So, Google Maps has, if you have the Google Maps service where people can actually search for, I want it, or pizza joints or whatever. But then there's the Google Places and Google Plus Local, which they're kind of integrating now, where when somebody actually clicks on your little pin on the map, a summary shows up of the business information, some photos, what's your social presence on Google Plus. This is Bing's competitor. This article, started off saying, is it better than Google Local? Of course, at the end they say, no, not really, but it's certainly something that is coming close to finally competing with it, which is good. Local search is very, very, very difficult. Has been for a while because data is it's up to the local business to actually put it in. And I think now that social, we have Foursquare, we have all these check-in things, we have Instagram, you can get all these little bits of data from all around the social web, that now all this data is coming together, and we're going to start to see some really good optimization methods for local.
Absolutely. And I think we got our heads so far up like Google's honey jar, sweet honey jar, that it's important. Other people aren't using Google. There are plenty of people out there.
Right.
It might seem like a small percentage, but when you consider that I think Google gets like 13 billion searches a month or day or something.
Well, if you think about the hospitality industry for a second, we're in Massachusetts, so Martha's Vineyard is hop, skipping away. When I was there last year, those folks over there that run like small bed and breakfast and inn, all they care about is TripAdvisor and Yelp. TripAdvisor and Yelp. They don't care about Google.
Right.
They care about it, but they know it's all about their ratings on TripAdvisor and Yelp, because when people hit the ground, they say, or they're planning their trip, they're looking it up right there.
Absolutely.
So, hey, not every market is going to need all that Google juice.
Sure. Awesome. Speaking of Google, our resource of the week, folks, is 5 Google Analytics features for a small business. And there's just a great list of just some basic tools you can use when you're using Google Analytics to track, and sort of kind of implement it towards your marketing plan and your marketing strategy.
Yeah. This is just great fundamental list of where are these people coming from? How do I track these conversions that we talked about, before? We can set up some basic goals and conversions, milestones. Where do they exit my site? So as they come in, I can see where they came in, and now I can see where they leave. So I can figure out kind of, hey, okay, where's the missing link here? Why didn't you get to this other page that I needed you to get to? Or did you leave this page because it was too confusing and you didn't want to get to the next one? So, check it out. It's definitely a good resource.
Absolutely. Awesome. And with that, our weekly episode of SEO Lunch is complete.
It is. So we want to hear from you. Do you like the show? How do you consume it? Are you literally eating lunch while you're watching us?
I really hope so.
Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Over 1,000 fans. Dan, what's the next goal? 2,500? 5,000?
10,000.
10,000. Ooh, another zero. So we want to hit 10,000 fans. Ambitious. So let's try that out, folks. If you haven't liked us already and you do like what we're talking about, go ahead and hit subscribe. We want to hit 10,000 fans. Let us know what you like. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.